Okay, Broncos country. This is a fun one, man. Jadarian Price seems to be getting some nice draft buzz leading up to the NFL Combine next week, and yeah, he has a chance to cement himself as possibly a late first round draft pick and potentially going to, our Denver Broncos. So in today's video, we're going to play out the scenario. Like, let's say all the top running backs that we absolutely want the Broncos to go after in free agency like Brees Hall, Travis Etienne, Kenneth Walker, all these guys go back to their respective teams that they were with, and then maybe we miss out on Rico Dowdle. Where do you go from there? Maybe Tyler Algier, which I'd be cool with that, but I don't know. Outside of getting a guy like Brees Hall, Kenneth Walker, Travis Etienne. I don't know if signing any of these guys should, prohibit you from going after and getting a top running back if you feel like they're the best value there. So we're going to play out the scenario right now. If Jadarian Price was available at pick 30, and we still need to improve that room, what things would look like. So y'all be sure smash that like, subscribe. Shout out to Kalshi for sponsoring the video. Also shout out to Colorado area Taco Bells. They sponsor my Buff channel and throwing them some extra love here on my Broncos channel today as well. Go pick up a 10-piece chicken nugget with the Diablo sauce. So thank you so much, Andy. I've been sick, but I got a wind of energy tonight. And thanks, man. We're still making progress here with the new setup. But let's check out this tweet and then we'll get into it. Parker Gabriel tweeted this out today. He said, or yesterday, said NFL Network's Daniel Jeremiah says he thinks Notre Dame's running back Jadarian Price could move into the late first round conversation, a potential fit for the Broncos, and somebody who I think can be a complete 3-down back to pair with RJ Harvey. Said Denver needs more at running back and tight end. I would agree with that. And you might say, well, he played at Notre Dame. Hey, look at the Ohio State running backs. Travion Henderson, when he got good enough usage, I think he was very productive with the Patriots. Of course, Quinshon Judkins was an absolute star before. Did he tear his ACL? He had some sort of season-ending injury, but he was looking like the best running back in this year's class up until his injury. So, yes, you can draft two running backs from the same school, or they can go in the same draft, and both of them can be really good. And I think that's the case with Jeremiah Love and Jadarian Price. Now, this is courtesy of NFL Draft Buzz. I find this pretty interesting here. They rank him as the second running back behind Jeremiah Love, of course, 5'11", 209, out of Texas. They got this 40 time of 4.44. Okay. We'll see again what he runs at the combine this next week. But pass blocking, this is where he's going to have to improve. And maybe I think like why draft experts and scouts might be split on him a little bit. Some people think like, yes, he's a 3-down back. Other people don't think he's necessarily there yet. But he can make guys miss like crazy, man. You should check out his juke moves and stuff like that. Well, actually, man, I don't even know. Oh, yeah, to check this one out from Tyler here. I mean, look at this jump cut. Boom. Just breaks a tackle right there. Or I got to pause it so I'm not like hit for copy. Everybody. It's a beautiful thing. And he scores. He scores. How about that? And tackles on Boise State just casually. That's all he does. Now, when it comes to NFL draft analyst Lance Zierlein, what he was having to say, we'll just go through his strengths and weaknesses. Also, catch this NFL comparison Javonte Williams. Okay. I like that. But strengths. Buttery smooth with free flowing movements at all levels, short area footwork to make cuts with little hesitation or delay. Vision and processing keep him one step ahead of the defense, able to pull the run off track and recalibrate the route. Runs with exceptional spatial awareness between the tackles. Sneaky setups help him eliminate contained angles to the edge. Gets to his top speed quickly. Loose hips allow for sharp cuts across the grain. Took 3 kickoffs to the house on just 22 career returns. So I like that. I like that he's also a return guy. Weaknesses: fumble near the goal line 3 times in 2025, losing 2. Don't like that. Average acceleration to top end speed. We'll see about that. I think he's got great speed and acceleration. Contact power on the second level is average. Eludes with cuts, but has average wiggle in tight spaces. Yeah, he's kind of a stocky guy. Lacks dynamic production on third downs. And then this one, I think, is honestly the most concerning out of all those. And, well, maybe the fumbles. But suffers an Achilles rupture in the summer of 2022. Now, that was 3.5 years ago. And it seems like he has bounced back from that. Being young, he should be okay. And yeah, maybe this is what keeps him out of the first round. I'm not really sure. Maybe because it was so long ago, it's not really a factor. Again, when you draft a running back, you're hoping to get 4 or 5 good years out of him. You would like to think that maybe an injury like this wouldn't preclude anything happening in his first 4 or 5 years in the NFL, but we'll have to see. But yes, I would really like to see what he could do behind a line like the Denver Broncos and Javonte Williams. I think Javonte was quite a big time running back prospect coming here, but he just kind of lacked the vision, prior to that knee injury. And I think that from what I've seen with Jadarian Price, I think he has a little bit more vision and anticipation than what Javonte Williams has shown. So let's go ahead and have some fun. Let's get into a 7th round mock draft. What would happen if we draft Jadarian Price at pick 30? All right. How would this thing look? Oh, man. Don't tempt me with a good time. KC Concepcion, I would love to do this, but we could actually do like a little trade back. Maybe we do that in the second mock draft here. But let's just go through Jadarian Price right here. Again, yards after contact per attempt was almost 4 yards at 3.92. That's elite. Elusiveness rating, 118.6. He can run in zone or gap. And yeah, I mean, he's just he's a fantastic athlete. So I would love, as long as the fumble issues aren't there, those things can get corrected. I think he'd be fantastic. So we're drafting Jadarian Price. Man, Dante Corleone falling all the way to pick 90 or pick 62. This would be great. I know we don't necessarily draft big, super large defensive linemen. I know that's not really Vance Joseph's thing, but man, I'm a big fan of him. Now, he's probably more likely to go with a guy like Dominique Orange, so we're going to select him. Then at pick 94, do we go with Kyle Lewis? Do we go with a Keelan Rutledge? I personally would love to go with Keelan Rutledge. See how that goes. We still need a tight end, but we also need a backup tackle. Where do we go here? Or we need a linebacker. How about Torian York? Sorry, Alex Singleton. You're out of here. All right. Tight end. Safety. Nah, man, we're going Joel Royer. We're not taking we're not going super long here. Demetrius Crownover. You'll either love or hate this guy from Texas A&M. I think he's a developmental guy. I think he's a fantastic athlete. Probably needs to lose a little bit of weight, but 6'3" or 6'7", 336 pounds. Yes, we can develop him. He possibly could be the left tackle or right tackle of the future, right? Or maybe you just stick him at guard. Heidenreich's available. You know I'm going to pick him every single mock draft. He's here. Joey Aguilar's now in the draft with his case for injunction being denied, but we're going to draft Cole Payton because that's a second-round quarterback you get in the second round. In the 7th round, he would be fantastic. And how about freaking, I don't know, Carson Ryan here? We need another tight end. So I probably missed some positions, but PFF hates this. I don't care. They thought Bo Nix was the 6th best quarterback, right? We all knew he was top 3. So I think this would be a pretty fun one, man, going with Jadarian Price. This isn't a very sexy draft, but it's a lot of positions that we need. Offensive line, defensive line, linebacker, backup quarterback. We could save a little bit of money moving on from Jarrett Stidham. Carson Ryan. I like his game. So, yeah. We'll go through and do another one. Maybe we trade back, and that can be kind of fun. I'll get to some of y'all's comments as well before we start this one. Oh, Andy says, I doubt Jeremiah runs at the combine. Top 10 pick. Yeah, probably. How much do we like Price over Jonah Coleman and Mike Washington? Let's get Sadiq in the first round, another back later. I would prefer to get another running back at like pick 62. I'm with you, Aaron. Yeah. But I think, man, with his explosiveness, just like Javonte Williams totally justifies like a high second round pick. Quinshon Judkins was a high second round pick. I think if we had to redo things, man, we definitely would take in Quinshon Judkins right there at pick 20 or wherever we were at after Ibuka went off the board. But yeah, it's all, beauty's in the eye of the beholder, right? Don't take the same guy twice. Yeah. I get the Javonte comp in terms of play style, but Javonte was just such a beast at Carolina. Yeah, he was just running through everybody. Ooh, I might be biased, but I have Price as my RB1. Oh, yeah? Over Jeremiah Love? Interesting. All right. Let's see what we do now. So, we're here at pick 30. Ooh, we could draft CJ Allen. We could trade back with the Kansas City Chiefs. We're not going to do that. But we could trade back with the New York Jets. All right. You want to go to pick 30? How about pick 103? That would be fun. Accepted. Let's do it. Oh, man. And CJ Allen's still available. We go with Anthony Cooper. Screw it. Let's have some fun. Let's go with CJ Allen. Let's see what running backs are available at pick 62 now. Jonah Coleman's still available. Emmett Johnson, who, I like Emmett Johnson, but I kind of don't because he's a Nebraska Cornhusker. That's just me. But then we're going to draft Jonah Coleman because I love Jonah Coleman. I think he might be my favorite back, with their perceived value, right, at where they're going to be taken. Then we could go and get a guy such as Jennings Dunker, who I think, according to Andy, correct me in the chat if I'm right, do you think he's more of a guard at this level, which I'm totally okay with. But maybe he can play right tackle after Mike McGlinchey, leaves at some point. We got Chris Brazel. This guy's amazing. If you like tall, fast receivers, he's 6'5", 200 pounds. He's awesome. And what else we got? We got any other tight ends kind of available at this spot? Sam Roush, Josh Cuevas. Yeah, looks like Justin Jolie already went off the board. But maybe we go Jennings Dunker right here. He's got a good mustache. Pick 103. We could use a tight end. We could use a backup offensive lineman that we're developing. We could use a defensive lineman. Austin Barber's also available. But it would be a good time to go wide receiver. Are there any of these guys that you like? I don't really love any of these guys. At pick 103. Let's see what tight ends we got. No. Screw it, man. Jalen Farmer. 6'5", 318. That could be fun. Skylar Gill Howard. We'll go with him, man. On the defensive front. Nah, man. This is where we're going to take Bryce Lance. I'm a Bryce Lance guy. I think he'd be a fun guy to draft. But if we get 3 fourth-round picks, it'd be pretty sick. Go with Michael Taft. We need a safety. We still need a tight end. Oh, man, I screwed it up. Oh, well. I haven't watched this guy. I've watched a little bit of Kazoil. He's cool. He's 6'7", so we'll draft him. Dallin Bentley was a JUCO guy at Snow College, if I remember correctly. And we can still draft another tight end if we need. We'll go with Lander Barton. Big fan of the Barton boys. And again, dude, I'm just a fan of these guys like Heidenreich and Carson Ryan. I doubt either of those guys are there at our 7th round picks, but maybe they'll give us an A here. No, they just gave us B. Dude, lame. But we could trade back at these guys. But honestly, I kind of feel, man, there's a lot of things I feel okay with us using our 1st round pick on. One, if it's a position of need, I'm cool with that. Two, if it's a weapon that just raises the floor of our collective weapons group, I'm really cool with that. The one thing that again, I just thought that when we picked Jade Barron last year, he was just going to be a starter. Like if he was a top 10 player, I just thought that he was going to be a starter. And I could make sense of why you would still pick a position of strength if that guy was just going to be better than the guys that you had. Eh, didn't work out. We'll see what happens. Man, thank you so much. Yeah, BK loves this mock. How about that? CJ Allen, Coleman. This is the best top 3 you've read so far, man. That's funny, man. Yeah, Jennings Dunker, mainly a guard. I'd be cool with that. I don't know if Palcho's a long-term guard for us. We'll have to see. Yeah, Brazel, he's a cool guy, man. I like him. And regarding Brazel, Andy says he's one of my favorite receivers, but he gets a bad rap because of Heichel Ball royally screwing him over. Well, we can fix that. And Malachi Fields, man, he might be a 1st round guy. You know, Marky Sports dropped a video on him. Maybe it was on his draft channel called Mark Draft, NFL Mark Draft, talking about him potentially as a 1st round guy. You know, Daniel Jeremiah had him going 26th to the Bills. So, yeah, if we can get either Jennings Dunker or Keelan Rutledge, one of those guys like in round 3 that can come in here and be a starter pretty quickly, that would be great. So we'll have to see. But hopefully, guys, we can strengthen our roster this year at positions of need. You know, we thought we did it with tight end last year, didn't work out. Thought I guess we did do it with running back, just not the depth there. We need like 3 new running backs here. Wide receiver, I would still like us to bring in another wide receiver, but if we bring back this group and draft a guy, I'm cool with that. We got to draft an offensive lineman. We have to. If we just go and take DBs, I'm going to lose my mind here. So, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I appreciate you guys very much. I'll be back with some more stuff tomorrow. I've been preparing for some different film rooms on prospects that I like, so be on the lookout for that. But hope you guys have a great Friday night. Take care. Go Broncos.